Does your narcissist love to lie? You see, a lot of narcissists will lie at the drop of a hat, just about anything. They'll lie about where they're going. They'll lie about who they're with. They'll lie about what type of sandwich they're eating. And it really gets crazy over a period of time. You start wondering, like, why the heck are you lying about everything? Like, why does it even matter? Like, why are you at the point where you're literally lying constantly and consistently every single day? And a lot of people wonder that. A lot of people ask, like, why does it happen? Why is it almost like habitual? You see, with narcissists, you normally have two different types of liars. You just have either really good ones or you have really bad ones. There's not a whole lot of in between. You got some that kind of can keep the facade for a period of time, but typically they'll just come right out and you're like, wow, like that is a stupid lie and I can't believe you actually tried to make me believe that. Other narcissists are really good at lies. Like they're really good at making you think that they're telling the truth. They'll make you think that they're doing the best job of communicating, of being honest, of being open, of being transparent when they're actually not. And it's over time that it develops more and more where it becomes a habit. You see, early on in the narcissist development, whether that was through the abuse that they suffered or whether that was through the parents that they were around or the environment that they were in early on, because they're products of their upbringing, they're what's happened as they've grown up, they got to a place where they didn't feel safe. They didn't feel safe with who they actually were, with the feelings and the thoughts that was actually going through their head. So they started lying to create a better reality, to create a false reality that they could live in and be free from guilt, be free from shame. Now, if you stop and you think about that for a moment, like, wouldn't that be kind of cool? You know, wouldn't it be kind of neat to live in a reality where you don't do anything wrong, where you don't have to feel bad about anything, and you don't have to feel shame for anything you've ever done or said? Now, we know that's not the reality, not the world that we live in, but to a narcissist, they're trying to build that. So, like, I would try to build a reality that would make me be the best person possible. That would make me be the best worker, the best manager, the best businessman, the best father, the best husband, whatever it might be. And in that world that I created, it was built and it was fabricated on these lies that I would put around myself to protect myself from the actual reality that I'm failing at my job. I'm failing at being a husband. I'm failing at being a father. And not wanting to admit that, I would create more lies. I would create more bricks of lies to build up the wall between me and the world so I could feel better about myself. As a result, I act out. I would cheat. I would come across with the grandiose behavior, like I was number one. I would put people down, like in the job. I would steamroll over people's thoughts, opinions, and ideas to show that I was number one, that my opinions were the best, that my values were the best, like all this type of stuff. I would do that to protect that false sense of reality, the reality that I was the best person out there. And as a result, the lies just continue to grow and grow and grow. Now, remember I said earlier that the narcissist, you have two different types, typically. You got people that are really good at lying, or you have people that are really bad at lying. The ones that are really bad at lying, like, they just, like, suck at lying. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, they will go out and be with someone else, and they'll come back with, like, the bag of where they were. You know, they'll bring back a Chick-fil-A bag, and they'll be like, I didn't go to Chick-fil-A. Like, what are you talking about? This was in my car for, like, 2 weeks. And you can, like, see the sticker and be like, you know, it says it was today. Like, no, I don't think it was today. It must have been, like, literally, like, they are, like, the awful, awful liars. Like, they're just so stupid when it comes to it. And those people typically resort to, like, rage and gaslighting, because they're like, oh, they've caught me, I can't figure out how to get out of it, I'm going to yell and turn it around and put it back on them. Then you have other people that are a lot better at lying, or they sometimes can even view themselves as being, like, masters at lying. So I fall more in that category. So for me, growing up, I was always viewed as the kid who couldn't lie, that was an awful liar, that was bad at lying. And what would happen is I would tell a lie, and I would change my face to, you know, give, like, the innocent face. Like, I'd start smiling. I'd start, like, you know, I'd do all these different things that people would understand, like, oh, like, he's actually, like, really bad at lying. So as a result, my parents were like, oh, like, we can always tell when he's lying. And it built like a false sense of confidence with them so that anytime that I lied, I would get caught. However, over a period of time, I learned that and I saw that that's what was happening. So in order to be able to avoid whatever I wanted to get out of or whatever I wanted to do, I had to put on a scale of, is this something that I care that much about, or is this something I don't care that much about? Do I want to get a lecture over A, or do I want to get a lecture over B? Which one do I want to actually avoid? And whichever one was the biggest one, that'd be the one I'd lie about with straight face, look them straight in the eye, and continue on, and they never have a clue. Because I built up that false sense that they thought I was a bad liar, because I'd get caught up in all these like small lies or these like little ones, then I could get away with the big stuff. And that's what I developed over a period of time, this like cognitive idea of how to lie the best way, how to get caught so that people would think that I wasn't lying, and it just continued on and on. You see, once a narcissist starts lying to build that false sense of security, a false reality, to build that like safety zone in one sense, they don't stop. They don't stop because it starts building, and once you start building that, it's like Pinocchio's nose. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. It's not going to stop. And you have to build lies upon lies upon lies in order to support the lies. That way the other lies don't fall on top of the other lies, and that way all the lies don't collapse. And over a period of time, it gets confusing. Over a period of time, you start having people even rage out because of the lies, because they're getting confused, because they're getting frustrated that someone might be catching on to one strain of lie in the midst of the spiderweb of lies that they've lived. And that's what gets hard. And that's what gets really like frustrating and annoying is like, why do you keep lying? Like, why do you keep lying over the stupidest stuff? It becomes a habit. It becomes their way of dealing with that reality and gets them to the place that they have to develop these lies to be able to keep the false sense of reality that they're currently living in. That's the lies that the narcissist has each and every day, and they build a habit upon habit until they don't know how to stop. Because admitting that they'd actually be truthful, admitting that they actually have lies, would be them admitting that they're wrong. Being wrong means they're not right, that they're not number one, that they're not the best person ever. And it evokes that shame and that guilt that I don't know what to do with this now. And as a result, they'll revert to just lying. So they don't have to feel that. So they don't have to experience what true healing might happen if they actually cut the lies and they were honest and they were truthful. That doesn't fit in their false reality. If you like what you see here, my name is Ben Taylor, Raw Motivations. Follow me on here, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. If you want to just listen to this instead of watching the video, or on Spotify, you can actually watch the video now. Or follow me on TikTok. We've got smaller videos on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Would love to be able to just interact with you on any of those platforms. If you're out there and you want to talk to someone, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counselor, but I tell it how it is. And I talk about my experiences and I help you deal with yours. So if you're a narcissist out there and you're seeing this, and you're like, hey, I identify with some of this, I feel like I have some of these traits, reach out. We'd love to talk to you. We'd love to talk to you about the lies that you're living, the lies that you believe, and a way to try to work through that to get to a place where you can start to be honest and vulnerable, and hopefully change your life. Otherwise, I talk to other people that deal with narcissistic abuse. If you've been in a relationship with a narcissist and you're looking for some closure or some answers to some questions, reach out. I'd love to talk to you and be able to help you through that process of healing to get to a place where you can be happy, healed, and growing. So if you guys want to, reach out to me, rawmotivations.com. I've got one-on-ones on there where I talk with people, help them with wherever they are, whether it's just life-wise, whether it's narcissism-wise, to get from one stage to the next and to continue their growth. Thank you so much. Until next time.